Another week, another massive milestone for Critical Role's Daggerheart TTRPG.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Before we dive into some new numbers on the continued dominance of Daggerheart, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep these videos coming? And then, let's talk some Daggerheart. Critical Role and Darrington Press's Daggerheart continues to dominate the current TTRPG market, as the third printing of the game since its launch just 3 months back is now close to selling out again. Copies are still currently available in some of the regional Critical Role stores, but most, like the US Critical Role store, already have low stock warnings, so expect even those copies to vanish in the next few days. And in even more good news for the sales of Daggerheart, the only major competition they had planned was the new D&D Eberron book, which has since been pushed all the way back to December, based on a massive production error in the covers. And so now the only real competition out there is the sci-fi themed Starfinder 2 core rulebook from Paizo, which is sort of a different market than the fantasy niche that D&D and Daggerheart traditionally fill. So they basically get to rule the TTRPG fantasy scene unopposed by the biggest publishers for at least another month or two. But we also got some huge new data from our friends over at Demiplane, as they revealed a bunch of usage info about Daggerheart's Demiplane Nexus, the online character creator and rule compendium for Critical Role's TTRPG. And they revealed that over 500,000 characters have been created for Daggerheart on their platform so far. Now, while that's not the 3.6 million characters that have been made using D&D 2024's rules on D&D Beyond since its release, but those numbers are actually extremely impressive if you consider that Daggerheart as a TTRPG brand has only officially existed for about 3 months, and appears to be growing exponentially. Also, while D&D Beyond's brand is basically directly integrated and branded alongside D&D itself, the Demiplane Daggerheart Nexus is a standalone platform that services multiple TTRPGs, which generally means it's got to do a lot more work to onboard those new players and get them onto the platform in the first place, versus something like D&D Beyond, which comes basically with a built-in D&D user base. It's also even more impressive when you consider how much of Daggerheart's entire design philosophy was based on physical components and physical character sheets. Namely, the entire card mechanic for domains, ancestries, and everything else are made with the physical game in mind and having a physical character sheet and physical cards in front of you, whereas D&D has clearly shifted into digital character creation first and foremost ever since 5th edition and D&D Beyond sort of came into existence. So even those 500,000 characters made on Daggerheart's Demiplane Nexus don't give you the full picture, because Daggerheart is a game that was largely designed to be played in the analog realm. And Demiplane has simply done a fantastic job of making that much more digitally available than it would have been. So that 500,000 users number is incredibly impressive for a brand new TTRPG, and with Demiplane's recent merger with Roll20, it's now also incredibly easy to play Daggerheart Online, with Roll20 having just introduced a bunch of new Daggerheart content into their virtual tabletop to make grabbing a group and literally just dropping your Daggerheart Nexus characters right into a campaign as easy as it would be for D&D. Add in that interest also seems to be very high for the Daggerheart Class Pack Kickstarter that is launching in September, with at this point about 4,000 people already following the project just days after it was announced. And with Critical Role clearly ramping up not only the production of new Daggerheart adventures and rulebooks, but also Daggerheart actual play campaigns and content to push the TTRPG on their own platform and in collaboration with other huge actual plays like Dungeons & Daddies and Legends of Evantris, and Daggerheart is poised to keep gobbling up that TTRPG market share, all while D&D just sort of sits there and waits and hopes that the Forgotten Realms books will come out and stop some of the bleeding. But who knows how much Daggerheart will have grown by the time that does happen. So what do you think? Have you been able to get your hands on a Daggerheart core set yet, or have you made a character on Daggerheart Nexus? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.